What it is?
What's up?
Got your niggas in the club.
What? Got your niggas in the club?
It's a song, bro. What it is? What's up?
Why?
Got your niggas in the club, goddamn.
What it is? What's up? What's up? Got your nigga in the club. Goddamn. What it is?
What it is?
Why on that one? That's a why.
Why what?
It's a why.
Why what?
You don't watch no behavior? It's a why. It's just a why.
I'm asking, but why you saying why? Why you saying why? Say nothing, man. Say nothing. What it is?
What's up?
Got your niggas in the club.
Yeah. What it do?
What it do, baby?
What it do, baby?
Yeah. Obviously, welcome back to another episode of the Daily Thunder podcast.
Crazy stand up.
Come on, you know the vibes already. It's your boy M's qualified opinion. If you know me, you know him.
If you know him, you know me. The rapper P, Dr. Instigator. So officially says on the back of my shirt. Yeah. There is a back.
Why is man saying just switching left and right for?
I don't know which is. We keep changing up the setup, innit? So I don't know.
You know what's in it?
Yeah.
It's your real one, you know, it's the first setup, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, we're back home.
Back home, fresh home and that.
Miss it still.
Yeah, man.
Miss it still.
Back like I never left, like it's at my house. Anyway.
You know, that was.
You good though, bro?
Yeah, but I'm not bougie still.
Yeah, say that.
Tired,
Tired, Joe?
Yeah. Tired.
Them ones, me and Ryan were in the gym at the same time. Actually, there's an hour difference, innit?
Yeah. Was it?
I saw your snap, innit?
Oh, yeah.
But that was like an hour after I went in it, I think.
I've been every time.
To be fair, Ryan goes to the gym for like 4 hours, innit?
It wasn't my fault. Uncle, you know who you are.
Man said it's not me.
It really wasn't me still.
Yeah, so even turn so I can see you though properly. Cool.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to still, but you know when my shoulders is a bit too...
Look at this guy, man. I'm sorry, I'm 2'1", innit? I said, man said I'm 2'1". Alright, cool, I'm skinny, innit?
You caught that?
Really?
What? No.
You can't get
I'm not doing it again. I got body last time.
yeah. Apparently on the horse.
Yeah, but...
Why? Like, why can't man just flex, innit?
Anywho. You know
why can't man just flex, innit? You look at me.
No, that's a serious narrative. Hold on, let me build my case up and I'll come back to you with that narrative. Wait, tell me. We're in Slander Women Month.
We're in it.
We're in Slander Women Month.
Oh, 90s babies and stuff,
90s babies. If you watch 90s babies, then you know. So are we conforming to Slander Women's Month or?
You know what? I like the vibe we've been on with not talking about women a bit too tough, you know. You know what I mean? I like it. It's showing man's range, innit? Because it's easy to talk about them, look. You get me? And that will come. I actually want to do it when a girl comes on the pod, actually. You know what I mean? Then you can attack her, innit? Yeah, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Counter-attack and that, but...
But yeah, okay. He saved you. He told me a lot still, because me, I've got a bunch of things cooking that I'm ready for you.
Man's got ammo.
I'm ready. You might have been doing stupid shit lately. It's not
it's not my fault.
I like that. It's true. Not my fault.
You're the ones where I only react to what you do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like,
so,
I wouldn't be able to call what you're doing stupid if you wasn't doing stupid.
If you want dumb, I like.
Yeah, I mean.
No, true.
But yeah, we've been listening to.
What listening to? By the way, I'm not sure if you can hear that music in the background.
Yeah.
So probably, innit? It's my brother doing his training, trying to be a kickboxer, MMA fighter, or whatever, innit? What song is it even?
It's RV,
It's Heading RV, innit? And some old Jules extra. Anyway, what am I listening to? Oh, you know what? Have you heard Fredo, Central C? Stay Fleet, Get Lizzie?
Yeah. Cool.
Well, how does it go?
Cool.
I live in her head for free, and she still gives to me. Have you heard that bar?
Wow.
I can't lie to you. Wow. That bar means whatever you want it to mean, innit? I'm just saying that's the chorus, innit?
Wow. Okay.
That's the chorus, man.
That's.
Hey.
It's interesting of you to be picking up on just that one bar there.
It's the chorus, though, innit? When you sing a song, you sing the chorus, innit?
The chorus is only 2 bars long.
Do you want to sing the whole thing? Am I afraid of Central C?
I mean, I'm just saying that's
on 2 4s like Xmas Eve.
That's the point that you picked it up.
Bro,
you could have started.
Go on the lyrics. So
you could have started on Xmas Eve.
Huh?
You could have started on Xmas Eve.
Why would I skip Fredo's part when Why does she feel this part then?
Huh?
I live in her head for
So it
free.
starts at that point.
Where's the song now? I'll play it for you right now.
No, it's not. I'll let this agenda rest.
Let me make sure I'm right, actually. Wait. I hope he says that.
I hope it says it too, because
I'm sure it says it. Wait.
I live in her head for free, and she still gives head to me. Yeah, I drop her back on his head, it's Fred.
look at Journey's face.
Told you, fam. I told you. So he said that I live in her head for free. Yes.
Yeah.
I won't finish the last part because man don't indulge in them activities. But why are you looking at me like that, bro?
I don't know.
There we go. Cool. But yeah, that's what listening to it. Stay Flea, Get Lizzie, Meant to Be, whatever you wanna call it. Fredo and Central C in it. Absolute banger. Central C. Shout out Central C is doing this thing.
Oh, no, you're gonna ask me to do this every time. I'm listening to some Amapiano in it. Yeah, I still feel judged every time I say it.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because I was a big hater. I said, no. I said I'll never listen to it. Now look at me. I'm listening to it. Shit.
How are you hating on Amapiano, you're Zimbabwean? That's like me hating on Jollof Rice.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Nah, I did. Yeah, I just had
It's
the
good
agenda.
music, bro.
You know when you have a gender, you can't let it rest.
Why are we going to gender against Amapiano?
I didn't like it itself.
That shit's lit.
It's very lit. I mean, it's alright still. It's okay.
So the gender's still running as you're
It's not that it's still running. You have to just give it a period of time and patience to
You're annoying,
ease
bro.
into it.
Just say you enjoy it. Just say you enjoy it, okay? Just say you enjoy it.
It's alright still. It's okay still.
It's alright still.
Oh, what not? Yeah.
When I'm coming back, when he got to the house before me, why am I hearing Amapiano in his car? Say nice thing.
I don't even know what I was listening to. I can't pronounce some of the names in it.
Ah, no, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool.
It's
If you're saying that, we know the vibe you're listening to, innit?
Yeah.
No, it's calm,
you
it's calm, it's
know.
calm, it's calm, it's calm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's lit still.
No, I say no more, man. I say no more, I say no more. But,
Ooh.
trying to fight my mic, fam. Cool. Obviously, you're talking about Slender Women Month, innit?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know what it is?
All jokes aside.
There's been like a topic of what do a certain gender bring to the table. Let me not say gender, sex. Bring to the table, innit? And it's been obviously arrowed at women, like, oh, what do you bring to the table? Do you get me? And like, you know what it is? Instead of doing the easy way and say, what do you bring to the table? What do the man them actually bring to the table? Let's let them talk about it. And even use ourselves as examples, like what we actually bring to the table, because I think the easy thing to say is we bring peas.
Yeah.
Materialistic. I'm gonna take care of you, money wise, shelter you, pay for everything, pay for your nails, pay for your food, pay for your car.
I like it.
Do you know what I mean? Pay for your bills. But that's I can't lie, it's not hard to do that in my opinion. If you got your money up, how hard is it to tap your card?
What you say?
Do you get what I'm trying to say? What actual substance do you bring? Man the minute. That's what I want to talk about. Do you know what I mean? So what do you actually think that man them bring on a whole before we talk about us? Yeah.
This one's a controversial one because I know we're really trying to like kind of keep away from gender roles and stuff like that, but as Mandem you're expected to, and you're not really that guy if you're not going to be bring some sort of security to your like family, to your wife or whoever is there or not. I don't know if you get what I mean by that, but it's like in terms of security, I don't mean financial security. I mean like you have to be the protector.
Okay.
But again, this is only based off if you're running with those old school gender norms. You know what I mean?
Values and stuff.
If you're not running with that anymore, then obviously that doesn't apply. So that's your own thing. But if you're really talking about like way back when, then yeah, you expect it to be protecting your family. And if you're not doing that, then you ain't shit.
Does protecting mean like in terms of physical protection?
Oh yeah, physical protection.
Physical, okay.
Yeah.
Or do you mean like just overall protection? Like in terms of like the way they feel, do they feel secure emotionally with that person? Or are you talking more so to physical?
There's always been that kind of idea that if your lady steps out on you or if your woman steps out on you because you didn't provide the security. So I feel like to an extent, of course, you have to provide some sort of security to them.
And do you feel as if the man didn't provide that off the bat usually? Anyway. Do you know how women will say what they bring to the table kind of off the bat anyway?
Yeah.
Do you think man them kind of bring that to the table just kind of automatically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously, for you to be in that position where you're in a relationship with you, 9 times out of 10, whoever wants to deny it or wants to lie or shit, you've got to that position because my man's came and said, you know, you are going to be my girl, not because the way around it, or because you guys have just settled down and say, yeah, you know, we know the vibes. It's not that. It's always the man that's going to be like, yo, hey man saying, I like you, I want it to be exclusive, it's us now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
First.
already there, if you think about it off the bat, for you to be in a relationship like that, he's already provided some sort of security to you.
Because he started the relationship in it. Yeah. Okay, I heard that.
You hear me?
No, I wouldn't have even gone with that because I wouldn't have thought of it. So I like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's true still. I think it's true. And you know how us men are. Naturally, you can get quite possessive,
Yes.
quite we're prideful, innit? Like, just call it what it is. Like, we like knowing that you're ours, innit? So we're gonna do anything to make sure you feel secure and protected, innit? We can even move mad. Do you get me?
Extreme,
Set man will go jail.
yeah.
They'll spend night in cells.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah. Now you're doing a 10-year stretch. And she's
If you see this guy in jail, yeah, just know why. I can't lie, fam. Do you know what I mean?
my lady, yeah.
we'll definitely hold a cell, fam. Do you know what I mean? So, man could be saying I was in the wing like Ryan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, come through. Yeah, you can write me still. We'll drop the address when it comes to time. You know.
I like that though. I like that.
It's only a matter of time. Yeah.
No, I said no more. So protection, just overall physical and kind of emotional. Since you've kind of, as a man, you've chosen to make this girl your girlfriend. So you know, if you say move the trash niggas to the side, innit? If you've gone out of your way to make a girl your girlfriend, you know what that comes with it. You know that okay, cool. I can't entertain other girls. I've got to like commit to this person. That in itself should provide you quite a lot of security. He's ready to now show, look, I'm cuffed.
Yeah.
All the girls, leave me alone.
It's an expectation at every single point of the relationship. Because
exactly.
when it comes to marriage, it's going to be the same.
Same thing.
It's going to be me proposing to you, is it now?
No, like, bro, I agree.
Yeah, for me, yeah, it just seems like that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I cannot really think that there's a lot that, aside from money, that money will
Automatically
come with. You know what I mean? Everything else is an extra for yourself, but I don't think it's anything that you can't,
I heard that.
you will not provide for yourself as a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what? I'll say another thing that kind of can be a detriment, but that's what we bring anyway. This might sound really mad, is logic. Do you get me?
Sense.
I really say this respectfully. Not like women don't have sense. It's like, because we... Stop looking at that. I want to see your eyes shifted from the corner of my eye.
Sorry.
I'm not saying women don't have sense.
Reaction,
Because trust me, I've met a lot of women that have a lot more sense than some of the man. It's nothing about that. It's just like, just as boys, we kind of struggle to kind of be self-aware of our emotions more than women do. So that naturally means we just think a lot more logically with things.
Yeah.
Or like more like,
Logic.
do you know what I mean? We don't sometimes we can't even allow our emotions to make our like influence our decisions in it.
Yeah.
So I think what man them do bring to the table is that like they're gonna bring. My brother's bumping that Lil Baby album and Dirk album. It's pissing me off.
Yeah. If you jerk off in it.
Thing is, like, I was gonna save that for listening to for the next episode, but I'm gonna give it a shout anyway. That album slapped, fam. Baby and Dirk, the voice of the heroes.
Been told
Bro, like I can't lie. I love it sounds similar, but I'm not hard to please with music. I can't lie to you. That's it's basketball or football.
Wait,
for me,
you think
innit?
Baby and Dirk sound similar?
No, it's like a lot of the music in the album apparently sounded similar. Not apparently, it just sounded a bit similar. But see me, if it slaps every single one and it sounds similar, I would stress it personally.
Yeah, first.
Alright, cool. We're even off topic. It's because just bumping the music in it. Calm. The man didn't bring a lot of rational thinking.
Cool.
More time, do you get me? Yeah, and I think that kind of bites us in the back because how many times do women say, I don't want you to like provide an answer or solve the problem, just listen.
So don't ask me.
The thing is, like, but when women come and talk about their problems, we just automatically want to solve it. They just want to be heard, innit? That's what I'm trying to say about rationale. That's what man them bring to the table. But I feel as if that needs to be selective. You can't just add rationale every single time because it won't work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's what we bring though. We bring that type of rationale, non-emotional thinking. And the thing is, I know some women will take this to offense. I'm not really taking it as offense, innit? Like, I'm not meaning it as offense.
Sorry, take it as offense. Okay.
I don't saying it like.
No, because if you're not listening to what's being said in it and you choose.
Fair enough. It's true. Nah, it's true. You know what? No, he said what he said. It's true.
Yeah.
Nah, it's true. Like, if you want to take offense, take offense.
There's no offense to be taken there. Sorry.
This is what it is. But yeah, that's what we bring to the table automatically. Apart from that, I really can't think of much else we really, really bring like just naturally, if that makes sense, innit?
Don't get me wrong. I think
there's other things we do, but like I think the protection, obviously the money, if you're up anyway, and the kind of just straightforward thinking. You know, men are just less complicated than women, or like less complex. Like I always, would you not say? Would you not say that? So you say men are more complicated than women?
I would say more. I say we're very much equally complicated. Just the complexities and
I thought, just from discussions I've had with women, or like my experience with women, whatever, yeah, compared to my experience with the man and stuff, it could still take a while to get to the bottom of something and stuff, innit? But to me, it's just harder to do it with women. Do you get me?
For me, I feel like it's because we don't necessarily understand women. Have you ever not seen like when women are speaking to other women, and they'll say, "Okay, this is the issue," to other women, and the women will be like, "Oh, so that, there we are," and then they really clocked on very quickly because they speak each other's language. Okay? But then when we're trying to tap into that, because again we're in the rational kind of thing, we're coming from a rational point of view.
Instead of an emotional thing.
We're like, that doesn't even make no sense. Like, why?
Nah, it's true. No, you got a point. You got a point.
So for me, I feel like it's not that like they're harder to understand as such. It's just that the language that we're speaking is not the same language.
You know what? Let me amend what I'm saying because I think that's a very true point. I'm saying like the reason I'm saying that though is because even when a woman is trying to kind of get to the bottom of what my problem is, it doesn't take that long for me.
Yeah.
I get it, like I get it.
Sound over month is next month.
I get it, like this is what I'm trying to say though, like if we're talking about talking to the opposite gender, obviously you don't speak each other's language, isn't it? That's why obviously I can get to the problem of what you have an issue with quicker than maybe a girl would. A girl will probably get to the problem issue quicker than a guy would, isn't it? But I'm saying when you now do the cross-gender thing, I feel as if, anyway, let me just make it for person anyway. With me anyway, anytime I've had an issue, and if it's like a friend, a person I'm speaking to, even my mum, for example, whatever, like they can get to the bottom of the problem very, very quick with me. And if I flip it, it will take a lot longer to get to the bottom of the problem with them, if that makes sense. Now, you can argue maybe I'm just a lot more self-aware than niggas, so I know what my issues are and stuff, innit? But I don't know. I just feel as if I can't lie. I always say men are just stupid, if that makes sense. Like we're just very simple beings.
Yeah.
There's not that many. I'm not saying we're boring, but there's not that much to us like that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's why I feel as if a lot of the time it's not as hard to break us down if we're self-aware, if that makes sense, though, innit?
If I can be very honest in it, a lot of the men have a lot of issues. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like because it's not as widely spoken about in it, man have set issues, man going through it, man have gone through it, man have just so much trauma on their plate in it, but it's not something that they go down the route of assessing and like thinking about or talking about, you know what I'm saying? So there's this perception now that we're a lot easier, but really and truthfully a lot of our behaviours, a lot of our characteristics, all that kind of stuff can be explained from past traumas that we've gone through, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's why there's this perception that man might be easier in it. So maybe it's just me, I don't know, maybe I'm just
No, I like it.
Trying to make it equal or whatnot. But for me, that's my point of view. I feel like if I pose to you a question, can you name me one guy that you know that hasn't got some sort of trauma or hasn't got some sort of madness about them that they've gone through?
No.
There we go.
Impossible.
So if that's the case and nobody can name me any guy there, how can we say that man might be a lot more simple? You know what I mean? Not that I can name a girl either, but I'm just saying if we both have a lot of fuckery shit that's going on with us, innit? How can we say any one of the others easier? You know what I'm saying? Okay,
well, that's a good perspective to take it from, because like really and truly we're just humans. Like before we're like woman, man, we're humans, innit? Yeah. So I do get that. Obviously, I think with this topic convo, innit? It's literally just down to the experiences I've had with women. Do you get me? And I'm not saying that every woman now I've had this long to talk to. It's not, because there's
exactly
even.
That's exactly what you're saying. If you talk to him, then he's talking to
not even, because I'm even a patient person. It's like, it's just a case of like, I consider myself someone that I don't speak woman's language because I'm a man. That's impossible. Or like, I feel as if I do a lot better than a man them to try understand the woman. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So now I'm saying
he's very patient. Me, I tap out.
That's what I'm trying to say. So like, I'm thinking if someone like myself, no high horse shit, yeah, who's quite patient with things, still kind of struggles to get, not struggles, but like it can be a bit longer. That's why I'm saying that. Okay, cool. I feel as if they're just a bit more. There's a bit more complex to it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, how many times would you really say, "Oh, nothing's wrong," like that? If your girl asked you, compared to if you were to flip it. Do you get me?
Yeah, I get you, but I don't feel like that's because they're difficult. So to understand, it's more a case of they're trying to be difficult at that point.
That's the whole point, though. Like, because the thing is, though, they have that step to do that more time. The man them was stupid. Not stupid. The man them was clueless. Would say it.
Yeah.
Like, I
don't
know.
That's just stupid. It's just because if we have an issue, we just want to address the issues and get out.
That's what I'm kind of trying to say. Like, how am I going to explain? How am I going to explain something mad? It's like,
I feel like it literally boils down to the fact that like a lot of women are. I can't even say a lot of women, but let's say the woman as a whole is always described as an emotional kind of being. Isn't it?
That's
I think that's the driving factor behind it.
Of course.
Because a lot of those things just comes down to the fact that they're going to be more emotional in it. So when they say no, nothing's wrong, it's because apparently they want you to do that little chasing step where you're really sure that you care, like to kind of feel.
But like that, do you know what you're saying there? That's what I'm trying to say about like them. There's more to it with them, if that makes sense. Because if you flip it, that situation, you're not going to require your woman to kind of go through that. Because more time anyway, unless you want to be a bad beer, like, you might do that. Obviously,
definitely. If I got my bonnet on, yeah.
So like everything you said there, yeah, like I feel that's what I mean by when I say there's just a bit more to women, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because just genuinely, if we're not trying to be maybe like a bit petty with it, maybe, I don't know, we're not going to require that extra step for our woman to like try. Okay, but if she really cares for me, she'll try do the extra step to now see what's the issue. More time, we're just going to say, you know what? I don't have time to be upset. Let's just sort it right now.
And that's what's wrong with the man. Then you need to start adding that extra step.
I think we do. I can't lie to you.
No.
I know.
I need to start adding that.
I saw that.
Let's do that.
That's the whole point, though. I'm just saying with Mandem, it's just because it's all like you just say what it is. That's why I'm saying they're just less complex. Do you get me? Do you get me? That's all it is. Because I know people have heard that now. I think I'm a very mad person, innit? But I'm just saying, innit? The thing is, even the Mandem, because of how like just we are, that even causes problems because you're now not patient enough. So when your woman is saying, you know what, nothing, or like, I'm fine, not because you're so like, well, what's the issue? You're not patient enough to understand that she's processing maybe. She needs time in it. So I'm saying, for as much as it's a good thing, it still shags us as well. Do you get me? So that's what I'm saying by like the more complex, innit? That's just me, innit?
Damn shame.
Do you get me? But you know what? I like how we have different I think we agree, but we have just different perspectives on it a little bit. I like it though.
I said like the kind of message behind it is pretty much
the same thing, innit? We're just adding different sources to it. That's it, innit?
Different point of views and all that. But to circle it back, if I'm to be very honest, because this topic was a very interesting topic for me, I don't necessarily think that there is a lot that we as men bring separately to the table. That's anything aside from, the usual. Yeah.
That's actually ironic because
there's nothing that, let me say this, there's nothing that's not tied to gender that I would say that we bring. You know what I mean? Same way from a woman's point of view as well, like to actually come and give a fair balanced argument. When a woman says, oh, I'm going to bring this and this and this to the table, it's usually tied to a gender in it. And when we say, I can provide that for myself, take that off the table
and bring something else. You can flip it.
A lot of people start stumbling in it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very much the same.
You can apply it to the man minute. That's why I said, do you know what it is? All the time it's like guys saying, what do you bring to the table? And fair enough, we now think, people think, just because you provide financially, that's do you know how easy it is if you've got money anyway to provide financially? It's not hard. The difficult stuff is the substance part, the abstract concept. Do you get me?
Okay, so question then. When you say like that, what is it that we want our partners to bring to the table?
Ooh.
What is it that we're supposed to kind of look for? If we're taking away from, if I'm looking at my woman, my lady, and I'm like, I want you to cook, clean, whatever's in it. I'm not saying that still, please don't get to me about being sexist. And she's going to be looking at me. Can you fuck up? She's going to be looking at me and saying, I want financial security, I want you to be provided, all that kind of stuff. Apart from all of those things, what are we supposed to look at each other and say we want?
Do you know what it is? I think once you actually take away the stuff that's tied to gender, we should actually bring the same thing to the table.
That's what I mean.
Legit. So okay. I legit think we should, because after that, to me, everything's abstract. Do you get me? Everything's a concept. So I believe you should both bring understanding.
Damn.
I think you should both bring patience. I think you should both bring maturity. Do you get me? No, everything I'm saying now,
I get you.
everything I'm saying now, there's no gender tied to it.
Yeah.
That's why I actually want to talk about this, because I'm actually happy you asked that question. Once you take away the gender assigned what you bring to the table, you should actually bring the same things to the table. Do you understand? And you should like both apply it in different scenarios, because there's going to be times where one of you is going to be hot. That means that you're going to have to bring that maturity that you have to the table, bring it out. Do you get me? One of you is going to be upset, bring out the patience that you have that's on the table too. Do you get me?
Sweet.
So you need to bring the same thing to the table, but there's going to be times where you're going to like use it at different times. Do you get me?
Okay.
That's what I say about that.
So do you feel like since we're moving into a direction where not everything is tied to gender as much anymore, or we're not really pushing the gender norms, I suppose, or that kind of stuff, do you feel like it's still fair for certain requests to be made
From
by whichever gender it is?
gender. You know what it is? I'm like you on this concept. It's fair, but be consistent. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, on 90s Babies, they were talking about how, was it Temi? I'm not sure it was Temi.
I can't remember.
Was it, anyway, they were like, women want to be the modern day woman.
Yep.
Like, I get my own, don't need a man, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, they don't want the men to be modern. They kind of want the men to still follow the
Same.
patriarchal, like, you provide, you plan the first date. Do you know what I mean? All everything, you want to be modern and do everything like that. But when it comes to the men, imagine a man now coming and saying, oh, why can't we split the bills?